It's such a blessing to be speaking to you, dads, today. I look back on with such joy on the days that have come and gone, and I look forward with such anticipation with the days and the moments that are to come, the new phases of life, the next steps with our family. I feel like if you were to ask my children how much I love them, Abby and Allie and Clayton would say, I love them more than this much, because when they were little, that was big. But it wasn't so big to Cole, so I feel like what he would say is that I would love him more than a daddy T-Rex, because that's what he received. That's the way he communicated when he was little. And anytime I was called to discipline them, there were two phrases that I would and still to this day use. One is, I don't like your behavior right now, but I love you just the same. Or, I love you too much to let you act this way. I love you too much. If I were called to tell my children two or three things before they were sent out into this world, I would look them in the eye and say, Abby and Cole and Allie and Clayton, you choose this day, you choose every day to love the Lord your God with everything you've got and to put Christ in front of everything else in your life. And if you don't make that intentional and purposeful choice, the world will choose for you. And it's not a choice that's going to go well for you in your life. Secondly, be prepared to stand alone. There are going to be plenty of opportunities for you to have the requirement to stand firm when the world's telling you to go different directions, when the flow of culture is leading you down the wrong path. Be prepared to stand firm when necessary. Learn to be comfortable being out of place in your own place. And finally, I'm going to be praying that the Spirit gives you the eyes to see people the way He sees them, the heart to feel the way they feel, and the ability to love them in a way that only Christ's love can just cover over the hurts and the damages to the hearts that so many people have through just walking through this world and not knowing truth. I love ocean scenery, and James 1:6 has always been a verse that I've come back to and I tend to anchor to. James is talking about asking for wisdom, and he says, let him ask in faith without doubting. For the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea that is driven and tossed by the wind. Don't be driven and tossed by the wind. Who wants to be fluttering here one day and fluttering the next day as a father, and not training and teaching and anchoring our children in truth? I feel like we're called to be lighthouses. We're called to have our light just constantly twirling around in the darkness and telling people where home is, telling people where solid ground is found. We don't always get this right. We just don't. And there's so many times that I have to ask my children for forgiveness. I've thrown an adult fit again, and I just have to say, hey kids, I need a daddy do-over. That happens a lot, probably more than I'd care to admit. But there is something so human about asking your children for forgiveness. And it just helps them really know that there's no manual for this other than truth. This is our first time, most of us, and we're just trying to do the best we can to make the best choices for them in their lives. If I were to leave you dads with any other encouraging words, I would say this. Reject passivity. Don't just hear what this world has to tell you and believe that that's true. Don't believe that our children are just going to get it. They're just going to learn, and they're going to make their mistakes, and they're going to go and learn their lessons. You speak truth into their hearts. Don't sit by passively and allow the world to take them along a journey that's going to create scars on their little hearts. Accept the responsibility that we have, that we've been given by the Lord. And candidly, we just need to be there. We just need to be present. There are so many times that I remember my father was just present. Anything that I loved, he loved. Anything that I was involved in, he was involved in. And that showed me love. And that's part of something he did so right. Another thing he did so right is he told me what he did well as a father. But he told me what he didn't do well as a father. And he would say, Chad, don't do these things because I wish I would have done these things differently. And so dads, just take that advice, take that wisdom, take what you know now you would have done differently, and do it right this time. Do it, go forward without any regret as a parent. So you can look back on one day and you can say, I gave my kids and my wife everything I have. And now I can be at peace with my stage in life. Third, lead courageously. In a world where true is sometimes hard to ascertain if you're not listening to that one true voice, lead your children directly to what's true. Lead them directly back to our Lord Jesus Christ. And finally, and most importantly, remember that you need to expect the greater reward. There's a greater end game. Christ has already won. And our main call as a parent, as a dad, is to send our kids directly back to Christ. To just directly focus everything they do back towards that truth, that anchor point. In Ephesians 3:20, Paul would say, now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than what we could have ever asked or imagined, according to his power that is at work within us. This is amazing. The Lord, through us, is able to do his work and speak to our children's hearts and to lead them directly back to Jesus. What an incredible call as a father. What an incredible blessing. And what a position of humility we have to just reflect even an ounce of the character and of the depth of love and mercy and grace that God our Father has for us. Dads, I would just say, let's be there. Let's be 100% there. Let's be fully present. Let's grab our little children's faces, whether they're 5 or 15 or 25 or 55, and just say, it is such an amazing blessing, and it has been my life's honor to be your daddy, to be your forever daddy. Happy Father's Day, everybody.